Rick Jeanneret has joined us now. Sabres Live reaching new heights. Finally, it's been a long time coming, RJ. We appreciate the appearance on the heels of yet another spectacular Tage Thompson, Rasmus Dahlin Sabres show last night.
Anything I say couldn't top that. That's for sure. That was awesome.
It was really amazing.
Now, let me ask you this. Tage had 6 points. The last time it had happened was Pat LaFontaine in the 92-93 season, and only Mr. Sabres, Gilbert Perreault, has more points in the game with 7. Does Tage have the, I don't want to say abilities or maybe the potential to be to the Sabres what Patty was in the 90s and Gilbert was for the franchise? Do you see that in Tage?
I think so, mostly because he's so young. I mean, he's got a heck of a rip ahead of him now, and nobody knows how high the platform is until he gets there. And I don't think he's anywhere near where he's going to end up. He can't, he probably physically can't do a whole lot with himself, but he doesn't have to. He's going to get smarter every year. And I think that'll make a big difference in what he can accomplish on a regular basis, not just one night there's 6 points. Yeah, well, that was pretty nice. We'll try for 7 or 8 the next time out.
It's amazing because I think when you look at this highlight reel of his season to date and the goals that he has scored, but especially so last night, the smarts, that's probably the great attribute that separates, though. I mean, these are all high skilled guys, but RJ, when you look at, my goodness, his hat trick goal last night, like the smarts to seemingly know what he wanted to do. As soon as he got that pass in the middle, it's deke, around and in, and yet it's mind-blowing how quickly it all happens. But for him, it looked effortless.
And on top of that, I think that the fact that he seems to be thinking one step ahead of everybody else. Yeah. Both the defense and his own teammates. So his own teammates have to keep their head up, too, to be on board with that situation. But I really have the feeling that I know exactly where that defenseman is going. So I'll go the other way, whatever. And he takes confidence to do that, and he sure as heck seems to have it.
As one-timer, reminds me a lot of Alex Ovechkin and the way that he can release it, and it's so precise. But you've probably seen one-timers, in the years that you covered the game. I know we don't like to mention Brett Hull here in Buffalo, but he had one heck of a one-timer with St. Louis. Let's not talk about Dallas. Does it surprise you that a big man like Tage can shoot the puck the way that he can shoot it on the one-timer and be so precise with the timing?
Well, first of all, let's get it straight. The reason that Brett Hull's name is Mud in Buffalo was not because of a one-timer.
Yeah, it was because of his foot.
That was the reason.
Yeah. But what about Tage as a big man? Like, is it surprising to you that he can have that timing to let go a one-timer just like that? You don't see guys 6'7" being able to shoot the one-timer just like he does.
You know, I hate to say this perhaps because Tage does a whole lot of things better than the person I'm going to mention, but the other fellow was pretty darn good too, and I'm talking about the big M, Frank Mahovlich. We're going way back when you talk about that, but he was a big man, a really big man. And he held the wing down. He had no difficulty whatsoever rushing off proposed checks at him and scored a lot of goals in the NHL.
When Marty brought up the great names in Sabres history, how do you think back? Like, when you think of McGillney, LaFontaine, for instance, what's the first thing you think of when you hear those names together?
I can't remember who else played on the line. I can't. Honestly, I can't. I've asked about 100 times. I'm trying to figure it out. Was Dave Andrich on for a while?
There was a brief time. Yeah. But it moved around for sure. But that's why everybody focuses on the duo now, right? Like you need two and you need interchangeable parts. But man, oh man, like it must have been absolutely ridiculous that 92-93 season. Every time you were watching those guys suit up together.
Well, it was first of all, you didn't know what was going to happen except that it was going to be good for Buffalo. I mean, right from the get-go, they didn't have bad nights. They never seemed to have a bad night, and certainly not together. One might have had a little bit of an off night for some reason or another, but the other one would pick up the slack. And they were wonderful to watch. They really were.
Darlene's got 12 points in 9 games, and he's turning out to be a pain in the you-know-what to play against. Not just because he's scoring and making plays, but like he's dirty, a little dirty side to him. How enjoyable are you enjoying this side of Darlene that he's stepping up to be a pain to play against?
Well, I think that going into this year, that was the one thing that was missing from his game. And I think that he has been, well, it's been hinted to him, obviously, by the coaches. They would like him to play a little more aggressively. And now you notice that the opposition is not taking as many liberties with him as they were before, because they know they're going to get whacked back if they try it. So it's a good situation to be in. It gives him more space, and he doesn't need a whole lot of space to make things happen. But he gets a little bit more when the opposition knows they're going to get it right back whenever they give out.
Yeah, he had at least 3 Red Wings, having a mini fit there a couple of minutes before one of Buffalo's goals in that first period last night. And you're right. Like these are just that's why you go to the game. Like the people that had those up close viewings, down near the glass of the intensity of these Darlene battles. Like these are great talking points to walk out of the building with. So I have to ask you, what are you missing most this year? Not being there every night.
That's difficult for me to say. It's a little too early. And the season is just underway. Do I miss doing the play-by-play? Yeah, I do to a certain extent. There's no doubt about that. Do I miss the travel? Not a chance in this world. But I can't say that I wouldn't like to do a game here or there. I think I probably would somewhere along the line, if indeed that ever presents itself. But I certainly don't lie awake night worrying about it or anything. And I'm also not someone, and I know that some of my counterparts in the game who have gone down this road before and into retirement will sit and watch a game and do play-by-play in their head, even if they don't even mention it. I don't do that at all. I don't do that. I don't know that I'm sinking that low if I go there or not, but no, I don't do that yet.
Well, talking about travel, you're traveling to the road crew Thursday night and going down to Buffalo Brothers in Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm excited about it. I know Duffer's excited about it. I talked to JP Dumont. He's excited about it. Are you excited about it and looking forward to see the fans in Raleigh?
Oh, absolutely. And the other thing is, I remember in 2006, I guess, when they went to the finals against Carolina at that time. What I really remember about that was the noise in their building.
Yeah.
After a Buffalo goal was every bit as much as they were getting after a Carolina goal. There are a lot of Buffalo fans in the Carolina area, and I hope they all come out to Buffalo Brothers.
All you got to do, if you haven't claimed a ticket yet, is go to sabres.com/road crew. We can't wait to join fellow Sabres alumni and you, RJ, for the big night in advance of what will be a tough week, but an exciting one based on how this club is playing, as they'll have games against the Canes on Friday and the Lightning on Saturday. We'll see you in Raleigh, RJ.
The mothers will be there too.
What's that?
The mothers will be there.
Oh,
yeah, that's right.
I know.
In Carolina and in Tampa.
It's the mom's trip, and that undoubtedly, it resonates so much. These wonderful extensions, invitations, if you will, extended by organizations in sports to bring people that have shaped these careers. It's so memorable for the player and the families. And RJ, it's a great point. Thank you for joining us today. We'll see you in Raleigh on Thursday.
You will, guys. I'll be there.